is really important also to realize before I just kind of get into a little bit more steps and what, is going on, is that nobody owes you anything. People have lives. People are very complicated. People go through things, and this kind of plays into often where your ego really can just get in the way of everything, because the ego makes everything about you. So you could be dating somebody and maybe they just all of a sudden aren't as responsive, or they just don't seem that interested, or maybe they even break up with you. And a lot of the time you put yourself in this chaotic scenario where it's like, oh, karma's going to get them, or they're sluts, they're whores, they just want to do whatever they want to do, or, they never really loved me, they never really cared about me. When in reality, it could be that they're going through something in their lives and their careers. They could be very uncomfortable with where they are in their lives. Things may not be going well at work. They might not be happy with what they do with their careers at all. They may be going through financial issues. They may be going through depression. They may have family problems. All of these things impact people's ability to be present with you. So oftentimes what you'll find is maybe after you get over a very hurtful situation, for a while, maybe a year, maybe even longer than that, but it may take a little bit to really get over that situation. And what you'll find is that as the pain wears away, as your emotional attachment kind of dissipates from that person, you'll start to see that so much of it wasn't really about you. You'll start to understand, things that made those people do what they did. Oftentimes we might get into relationships with people who come from divorced households, and their example of relationships are you end them when they're going bad, or they may come from divorced households and that situation may have impacted them in a way that they haven't really fully addressed. So, again, that doesn't have anything to do with you. Or maybe you were a rebound and you didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that person just got out of a very hard, serious relationship with somebody else. And that is going to greatly impact their ability to connect to you at all, because they're still attached to the old situation. So you may go through something and think, well, why didn't he or she do this? Why didn't they do this? And then time goes by and you realize that they were kind of using you as a Band-Aid, maybe not intentionally, but you were kind of a Band-Aid to the pain that they had before. You know what I'm saying? So like the time goes on and you start to realize so much of the pain that you feel in your dating situations may have nothing to do with you at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, people go through things. People have lives. People have children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 30 years old. So a lot of the women that I meet, some of them have children. A lot of them have children. Women date men who have children, and, maybe their kids are going through something in school, or their kids are sick, or they're going through something with their other biological parent or something. That's going to impact that person's ability to be present with you. So again, like oftentimes a lot of the issues that we have in dating is just your ego making things about you that really aren't about you. So, that's something that I think that we really need to keep in mind, because I've learned this from personal experience too. Like in the moment you're all caught up and you're like, fuck everybody, fuck everything. And then some time goes on and you start to realize like, it's really not what I thought it was at all. It's okay. That person that I thought was really bad, they're not bad. Maybe they were really bad. And if you came out of an abusive relationship or something, that's a different story. But if something just didn't work out, that person may not be bad. Shit just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? So this comes to the next point. You have to learn the lessons from your situations with people, from your relationships with people. And this is another reason why oftentimes people have so much trouble in dating, because they bring all their crap from their old relationships into their new ones. And they may not even realize that they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like people maybe who I would call them maybe like serial monogamists, or people who are kind of habitually in relationships. Like they're always in relationships, but not necessarily with the same person. You're not giving yourself enough time to release, all of the emotional attachment. You're not giving yourself enough time to even learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I learn from this situation? You can't learn from a relationship if you're just always in new ones. You know what I mean? So again, like you start to pick up on these types of patterns where maybe you're dating somebody and it's like, well, when was the last time you were in a relationship? And they, if they seem to kind of never be single for that long, you might not want to get that serious with them. They may be great people, but again, they may just not have the space and the emotional energy that you need to have a successful relationship. Even if you're just casually dating people, I'm telling you, like people, we're so much more emotional than we give ourselves credit for. And emotional isn't, I don't mean that in a bad way. We're just emotional beings. And we all have a pool basically of how full our cup can get. You know what I mean? And sometimes the cup is just full and we run around in life and we don't do anything about all our crap. We don't go to therapy. We tell people that we're fine when we're not fine. And again, all of this carries in to our relationships with other people. So again, the ego, you got to be careful with your ego because it'll tell you, this is about me. All of this is about me. And shit ain't about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't about you. People got lives to live. And again, this will give you a lot of peace because you're not going to take things as personally. You're going to be able to have empathy for that other person. Realize maybe they were going through something. And oftentimes the people who hurt you, they learn from that too. A lot of the times people will learn from that, and say that was messed up. That was wrong how I went about that situation. And sometimes people have to hurt you. Sometimes you have to hurt people in order to become a better person yourself because you grow through all of it. You know what I'm saying? So again, healthier perspectives on dating.